In a quiet town nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young woman named Lila. She had always been fascinated by language, not just as a tool for communication, but as a force capable of transforming the world. Growing up, she'd often hear her grandmother say, "Words are like seeds. They can grow into something beautiful or something destructive, depending on how they're used." Lila, a passionate writer, decided to put this idea to the test. Armed with nothing but a notebook and a pen, she began to observe the way words impacted the lives around her. Her first experiment was simple. She would write a letter to a friend she hadn't spoken to in years. The letter would contain nothing but positivity, words of encouragement, warmth, and kindness. The friend Sarah had been going through a difficult time. She'd lost her job, and the weight of failure had left her in a constant state of uncertainty. But when Sarah received Lila's letter, she felt a small spark of hope reignite inside her. The words Lila had carefully chosen to remind Sarah of her strength, resilience, and potential made her reconsider her path forward. Sarah started applying for new jobs with renewed energy, ultimately landing one that fulfilled her in ways she never imagined. Seeing the effect her words had on Sarah, Lila became even more curious about how language could shape lives. She decided to test her theory in other ways. A local community center, she volunteered to teach writing to a group of young children. Each day, she encouraged them to express their feelings through stories and poetry. She noticed that the children, who had initially been shy or withdrawn, began to open up more as they put their thoughts into words. Their confidence grew with every line they wrote. One particular child, Marcus, had always been quiet, struggling with self-esteem. When he wrote his first poem, Lila read it aloud to the class. It was simple but filled with raw emotion. The words spoke of hope, dreams, and the promise of a better future. The other children clapped, and Marcus's face lit up. It was the first time anyone had ever acknowledged his feelings with such care. In that moment, he realized the power of his own voice. But it wasn't just the positive words that fascinated Lila. She began to notice the impact of harsh words as well. One afternoon, a heated argument broke out between two neighbors, Mr. Bennett and Mrs. Harris, over a petty dispute about their shared fence. The words exchanged between them were sharp and filled with resentment. Over the course of weeks, the tension between them escalated, the once friendly neighbors now barely speaking to each other. Lila, sensing the potential for reconciliation, decided to intervene. She spoke with each of them individually, urging them to reflect on how their words had affected the situation. After much persuasion, they agreed to meet and speak openly. In their conversation, they realized that much of the animosity had been fueled by misunderstandings and assumptions, not by actual malice. By simply choosing to speak with kindness and empathy, they were able to repair their relationship. As the years passed, Lila's belief in the transformative power of words grew stronger. She saw it in the way people encouraged each other through difficult times, in the way a single compliment could change someone's day, in the way a well-timed apology could heal deep wounds. She also saw it in the way people could tear each other down with harsh, careless language, unaware of the lasting impact their words might have. One day, while visiting the local library, Lila came across a book on the history of language and its role in shaping cultures. The book spoke of how words have not only defined societies, but have also built and broken nations. She realized that words, whether spoken or written, hold an incredible power, one that can shape our personal lives and the world at large. Lila continued to write and teach, dedicating her life to spreading the message that words matter. She held workshops on the power of positive language, encouraged people to think before they spoke, and shared stories of how thoughtful words had changed lives. She believed that if more people understood the significance of their words, the world could be transformed into a place of greater understanding, compassion, and unity. In the end, Lila came to believe that the most powerful tool we have to shape our world is not just our actions, but the words we choose to use. Because words, when chosen wisely, have the potential to plant seeds of change, to build bridges where there were once walls, and to create a world that is kinder, more compassionate, and more connected. It all starts with the simple act of speaking from the heart. And so, Lila's journey continued, spreading her message one word at a time.